In this tutorial, we will look at how to debug and log errors in Jakarta Java Enterprise Edition version 8 using our Hello World web application. These are the high-level steps we will follow. We will reuse our Hello World Servlet app. We will then expand and debug our JSP index page. We will also debug the back-end Java Servlet code using Eclipse. And finally, we will add logging using the Apache Log4j package. Back in Eclipse, and we look at our current branch, which is the Hello World Debug start branch. And the first thing we'll do is to check that we are set up correctly to run or debug. That looks to be set up correctly. Now we'll go to the course markdown documentation. And we'll go to the debugging doc. And we'll see we're going to add inline Java code to our index.jsp page. We'll just use this. And we'll update our index.jsp page. So we see here we've specified the Java language. We've added an href to our Hello World map servlet, and we've embedded Java code into our JSP page. Now we will right-click and select Toggle Breakpoint. It means we have added a debugging breakpoint. And let's run it to this debug breakpoint. So we select debug as debug on server. And we see we immediately hit our breakpoint. In the browser, we don't see anything show up. Go back to Eclipse. We can step over, or we can resume running. And this is our new index.jsp page. You can see this is the way we updated it for JSP. So let's stop it now. And now we go back from our debug view to our enterprise view. Now we're also going to add a breakpoint to our actual servlet. So we'll toggle the breakpoint here on setting the user on line 27. And now let's debug it. We hit our JSP breakpoint, so we'll resume running. And now we will click on the href that goes to our input form. And we see we get into the breakpoint in the servlet. So if we step over, we see that the user value is null. And here we see the user value has been set to guest. And we can step into the try block here, where the form is set up. For now, we'll just resume and back to our input form. We see the hello guest. We'll enter the name, submit, and we hit the breakpoint again. And now we see the user has been set to the input form value. So we'll resume, and we see the input form has been updated. So we'll stop the server again. And we'll clean it out completely. And now the final part of our tutorial. We currently have these system out print lines that prints out to the console here, and we will replace that with Apache Log4j logging. Back to our course documentation, and down to the last step, it says add basic logging to the web app, and we are going to add the Apache Log4j version 2 package, and it's important to read this documentation. So first we'll add the Maven dependencies. And then we'll add a property file. And we add our properties to the property file. And we see we are essentially telling Log4j to output to the console. We are giving it the pattern of the log. We are giving it the log level. And now we will update the code. So we'll add the static logger, and we'll import the Log4j classes. And then we'll update our system outs. And now we run it. And we see instead of system out, we now get the console output with the date, the level, and the line numbers. This was just a quick overview of the Log4j logging framework. We will revisit this later with a deeper dive and a more comprehensive tutorial. And that concludes this tutorial. I will see you in the next one.